DOU, or the level of a god, is the absolute peak of power on the DOU continent. We know that every ancient clan once produced a DOU, and it was precisely their existence that gave rise to divine bloodlines. The last god of the DOU continent was Emperor Tuo She. So why, since the era of the ancient Emperor Tuo She, has not a single new DOU appeared on the DOU continent? Why was even Xiao, the greatest genius of the Xiao clan, unable to break through to this level despite his extraordinary talent? Was it truly just a matter of personal limitations, or was there something deeper behind it? A reason tied to the very structure of the world itself? And by the way, why was Xiao also unable to reach this level on his own? The truth is that he was helped, so to speak. It is unknown whether he could have become a god entirely by his own power. In the universe of battle through the heavens, the DOU realm is the absolute summit of strength, the highest limit a cultivator can possibly reach. And yet, for tens of thousands of years, no one managed to ascend to this supreme rank. According to ancient records, the last known DOU was the legendary ancient Emperor Tuo She himself. When he realized that the life energy of the DOU continent was being depleted, the Emperor took decisive action. He gathered the final two strands of this life force and transformed them into two supreme treasures. One of them became the Emperor Pill, a miraculous artifact with boundless potential. The other was sealed as a legacy item, hidden deep within his cave dwelling, accessible only to one worthy of inheriting its power. Once these final remnants of life energy were sealed away, the path to the DOU realm was completely blocked. From that moment on, no matter how talented, determined, or powerful a person might be, no one could break through this barrier. Even the rare geniuses who stood at the very threshold of perfection were stopped by the invisible ceiling left behind by Tuo She. Among those geniuses, the most tragic was Xiao. He was the true pride of the Xiao clan. In an astonishingly short span of time, only a few centuries, he reached the late stage of the 9-star Dou Sheng realm and even touched the half-step into DOU. His cultivation speed defied imagination. But Xiao did not merely cultivate, he created. Through his own efforts, he subdued several different types of heavenly flame at the same time, 3 in total. An unimaginable achievement, since most people could barely control even one. By combining their power, he created the unique technique known as the triple flame transformation, merging flame and battle energy into one. All of this alone was proof of his greatness. However, despite everything, Xiao still could not take the final step. By that time, the Xiao clan had already fallen into decline, and the blood of the DOU had long since been exhausted. In a desperate attempt to revive his clan's former glory, Xiao gathered the remaining bloodline power of the clan and poured it into himself, hoping to force a breakthrough to the DOU realm. But it was all in vain. Without a sufficient source of life energy on the DOU continent, a breakthrough was impossible. His efforts ended in failure, and with that, the Xiao clan finally collapsed. Yet energy does not simply vanish without a trace. So where did the life force of the continent go? To understand this, one must look deep into the distant past. In ancient times, there were many DOU. Great battles between them were common occurrences. The world was overflowing with life force and rich in spiritual power. But everything changed when the DOU continent became connected to the Great Thousand World. The DOU continent was merely a lower plane, a fragment of that vast and powerful world. When the Great Thousand World came under threat and an invasion by extraterrestrial evil races began, the DOU of the DOU continent rose to defend their world. They left their homeland and entered the Great Thousand World to fight on the front lines. To protect the DOU continent from destruction, they sealed the spatial passage between the two worlds, shielding it from corruption and chaos brought by external enemies. It was a noble act, but it came at a terrible cost. With the sealing of the passage, the connection through which life energy flowed into the DOU continent was severed. Without this influx of power, the continent began to wither. Spiritual energy dried up, and even the most gifted cultivators could no longer reach the DOU realm. Centuries passed. Eventually, Xiao, after a long journey and countless battles, became an expert who could have reached the DOU realm. The problem was that ascending to a higher world is far from simple or glorious. When cultivators from lower planes enter the Great Thousand World, their DOU energy is incompatible with the new environment. They need time to convert it into spiritual energy suited to that world. During this vulnerable period, many become prey for powerful clans and evil forces that hunt newcomers. These ascended heroes are like lambs among wolves, without protection or experience. This is precisely why many of those who reached the DOU realm on the Tuo She continent disappeared without a trace. Some died, others were eliminated before they could establish themselves in the new world. Lin Dong's fate became a tragic example. In order to revive his beloved, he entered negotiations with the Ice Spirit clan. But without patrons or influence, he was met with contempt and betrayal. 3 heavenly sovereigns ambushed him. If not for his countless trump cards and indomitable will to live, he would have perished, and his name would have been erased from history. Xiao Yan, however, was more fortunate. After arriving in the Great Thousand World, he encountered Lu Tianshen, the head of the Lu Xun clan. Not only did Lu Tianshen not reject him, but he also helped Xiao Yan adapt to the new world, teaching him how to transform Tuo She into spiritual energy compatible with that realm. Thanks to this help, Xiao Yan was able to quickly establish himself and protect those close to him. This contrast between the fates of Lin Dong and Xiao Yan reveals an important truth. Even for a DOU, much depends on luck. Some are met with destruction, while others are granted rebirth. Thus, the great secret is revealed. Why no new DOU appeared after the ancient emperor Tuo She. It was not because people grew weaker, but because the path itself was sealed. Some vanished while fighting against extraterrestrial invaders, others fell in the new world. Only a few managed to survive and rise again, as Xiao Yan did. As we can see, the ancient DOU either disappeared or crossed into other worlds, taking part of the source with them. The manhua and supplementary texts, as well as discussions within the fan community, note that before Tuashi's era, DOU did exist on the continent, and afterward almost all of them vanished. One of the key plot mysteries that the author left only partially explained. Tuashi's legacy remains the only known source that could restore the possibility of becoming a DOU. So what do you think? Will Xiao Yan be able to rewrite the fate of his world and bring back the era of the DOU? Write in the comments which other topics you would like to see explored. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and see you next time.